Welcome to tutorial 5 of our Fusion 360 Beginners Modeling series, and here we are with our key fob, and perhaps you've gone and sliced this up in Tinkering and have printed out your key fob. We're going to take this one step further so you can see the entire process. I mean, yes, we've modeled it. Yes, we maybe have printed it. But one more thing is and this seems maybe a little silly for something so simple, but it's good to see that often we make technical drawings of these objects so that they can be made. All things that are fabricated or manufactured are made so from a drawing, and the style that we're going to use is something called orthographic. So this is how this is done. You head up here to the top level and you right click and you go create a drawing. And then this dialog comes up. This is where you get to decide the paper that the drawing is going to be made on. Now luckily, it doesn't matter what you do here, you can change it later, but let's just do it right now. If we're going to send it to our classroom printer, we don't want ISO, which is millimeters. We don't want all these millimeter sheet sizes. Our printer has 8.5 by 11 paper in it, and you can see that that's not here. So what we're going to do is change to this standard, which is ASME. And when you do that, you can pick inch paper. And we're going to pick the one that's landscape mode, which is 11 by 8.5. As soon as you've picked 11 by 8.5, you can push OK. The rest of it we don't have to pay attention to. And what it's doing is it's generating this sheet for me, and a technical drawing always has a border and it has a title block, and this is all drawn from like your account. There's my account, there's my date, and in here's the name it's getting from the model file that I made. And you can change these by double clicking on them and editing them. Okay, so what's hovering on my mouse here right now? Well, this is a first view that when we place our object on the paper, they're called views, and it's our base view it's asking me to place. And the base view, I'm gonna place it. I'll place it like this. This will be my front view, and it looks weird right now, and it might even look weird in the end. But let's just click. And we'll make sure the scale is on 1:1, which means 1 unit on the drawing is 1 unit in real life. We can scale otherwise, like you could make it 1 unit on the drawing is 2 units in real life. So in other words, half size is our drawing, and so on and so forth. So if you tried to do 1:1 on this piece of paper and you were drawing a house, it's not going to fit, right? The house is much bigger than the paper, so we would have to scale it down, and that's the idea of scale. So I'm just going to push OK. And there's my key fob on its edge, if you can imagine that. So now what I'm going to do is head up here and see it says project views or projected views. You click that, you click your base view, and you drag up. And you should get something that looks like that. And I click and that drops. And now I head back and I move to the right. This is the right hand view. And I click and it drops. And the last one I'm going to throw up here is a 3D view. I'm just going to put it right there. And click and it drops. And now I'm not going to place any more views, so I'm going to hit enter, and I've stopped placing views. Now this top view, these views here, these three, the front, the top, and the right hand side. So this is my top, right? And there it is. This is the right hand side of the object. There it is. And this is the front. That would be this right here. These are all linked together. If I move one, the other ones move. Move them close, move them farther away. Move this one over. Oh, I can't move that one. I have to only move this one. It won't let me. So I have to move my base view. So they are all linked together. This one up here is kind of on its own. So I'm going to double click it and head back to this, where we had scale and all that, and change the way it's shown. I'm going to make that one shaded. There. So in a technical drawing, we do line drawings, but except for this view. This view is only here to give us a quick idea of what this thing is. These views give us the details. So we're going to do push close on that. We're going to add some dimensions to this, because if you wanted to make this, if I gave you this piece of paper and said, go make me this, you would have some questions. Like, for instance, how long is the piece? So we're going to add dimensions. We're not going to add all of the dimensions. This is just a test, just to see how this works. So we're going to go up under dimension, and we're going to pick linear dimensions. And we're going to say, if you read it, it says linear dimensions are good for horizontal and vertical distances between 2 points. Okay, so pick linear dimensions. There we go. And hover over, I'm zooming in using my scroll wheel, hover over this line out here, and see it's wanting to snap to the end of the line. That's good. So we're going to pick that point right there, and we're going to pick this point over here, and we're going to pull down. And it's telling us now, well, it measured it for us and put it on the page by clicking. That's 55 millimeters long, exactly like we drew it. And then this one here escape, sorry. I'm going to go back up to dimensioning, linear dimensions. I'm going to pick this one right there. I'm going to go up to there. Overall length, overall width. Now, what else might I want to know? How about the thickness of the object? So I can put that over here. It's 4 millimeters thick. And then maybe I want to know the diameter of this hole because I was going to drill it. Who knows, right? I mean, I don't know what this, you could make this out of wood if you wanted to. I have no idea. So we're going to go down here and we're going to hit diameter, and we're going to click the hole like that. Now, the location of the hole can be shown too, but to show the location, I actually have to know where the center is because I have to know how far it is this way and how far it is this way, just like we drew it. So you have to put a center mark in there. There's lots of tools in here to be able to locate things. And then we're going to go up here and we're going to hit dimension, linear. We're going to say this to the edge. Click, and I'm going to go, how about this to this edge? Okay, that's pretty good, except for what? I'm going to hit escape now. I've done that. This is crowded. If you click on it, you can grab a hold of this little gray box, and you could move that. You could put it inside the arrows if you want. There, that's better. So you get the idea. The drawing is shown, it takes the 3D object, it shows it in these projected views from this base view. The base view is always in this position, the front view. Then extending up from that is the top view, as if you were looking down on the object, and this is if you're looking at the right-hand side. And then from those views, we can add all the dimensions necessary to make this thing. And this is the drawing that I would expect, well, when we make the cutting board in grade 9, we make a drawing like this of the cutting board, and it's our plans. That's what we work from. When we make the mitered box, each piece of the mitered box is drawn up, and we have a plan to work from. So this is what we're hoping to be able to get you to be able to do. So that's it. Make sure you print this out when you're successful and hand it in.